Welcome to Subramani.com. This Guru Purnima, I was talking to somebody about the commandments of finance. So I said, let's talk about the very basics of money. This is meant for people who have already started earning, not for students and all. Maybe you've just started earning, you're 24 years of age, it's your first job. So what is the first thing to do? First, learn to live within your means. Don't ask your dad or mom for money. Whatever you're earning, that is what you're capable of earning. So learn to live within that amount. Also, try to save 20 to 30% of what you're earning. It may be difficult, but if you can't save now, remember you will never be able to save it later on. And for those people who are doing business, it's very important to be able to save some money because you do not even know how much you're earning. What happens is the people who do business lack the discipline to really calculate how much they're earning. So I'm talking if you're in business, if you're in mutual fund distribution and all, you know what you're earning, you know, because it comes by a separate check. But for people who buy and sell things, etc., manufacturing and all, it's very difficult. Some of them do not even know how much they're earning. So be very careful. Try to save 30% of what you're earning. Now don't believe the American websites which say 10% is what you need to save. Remember, they have something called social security. We don't have social security, so India needs to save more. So if you're an Indian, save more. What to do with that saving, we will check. Write down your expenses. You know how much is your income, especially with salary income. It's just one check coming every month, so you know how much it is. It could be 28,312 or whatever. Some number which you know exactly how much comes in. You know how much is the rent that you pay, assuming you're staying away from your parents. So which means all other expenses you need to write down. These are known figures. This will be anyway debited in your bank account, right? So this you will know. But other expenses you need to know. So write down how much are your expenses in a notebook or by using some app. Also start monitoring your net worth, because today, right from the first job, there is income tax implication. So you will start making some investments. Make sure that you make decent investments. You take term insurance, and you could be putting money in an ELSS, but make sure that you put the money and you monitor what is happening. And therefore, after a couple of years, you will have a net worth. Net worth means assets minus liabilities. So you will have that. So monitor that. Make sure that on a year-to-year basis, that is increasing. If you're staying in a rented house, you would be paying about 20% of your salary as rent, and that is the maximum that you are going to pay as rent. If you're staying with your parents, make them an offer saying, I will pay you this much as rent. And if it is a parent who is watching this video, please take that money and put it in the mutual fund. Don't try to tell him you need not pay. Let children learn to pay for the shelter and the food that they get, because once they start earning, it is their responsibility to pay for it, because if they go outside, they'll have to pay for it. So if they're getting a nice room in Santa Cruz or Ghatkopar or Powai or Defense Colony, let them learn to appreciate that they have to pay at least 20,000 rupees a month or whatever is the amount that they can afford. I'm assuming that he starts off on a salary of 1 lakh per month, he should pay 20,000. If he starts off on a salary of 30,000, he should pay 6,000-7,000 rupees. It need not really be the market rent, but he should pay something, or she should pay something. So that's important. Another important thing is never go shopping without a list of what you want to buy. Even in a small, in a DMart or a Reliance Fresh kind of a shop, you can go berserk seeing new things. So know exactly what to buy it, put it in the cart and come. When you go to a place unsupervised and with a credit card or with a debit card, good chance that you will go berserk. That reminds me of another important thing, that whenever you're spending, try spending with a credit card with a small amount rather than with a debit card, because if something were to go wrong with a debit card, your account could get cleaned out. Nothing goes wrong when you lose your credit card with a small limit, but when you lose your debit card and it gets misused, your whole account can be completely taken to do the cleaners. How much of mortgage should you look for? You should not look for mortgage more than 4 times your CTC. So if your CTC is 15 lakhs, you should look for a 60 lakh loan. To get a 60 lakh loan, you will have to put at least another 20-30 lakhs or 40 lakhs to buy a house worth 1 crore. So if you can't, just wait. There's no hurry, no tearing hurry to buy a house. You can stay in a rented house far longer. The reason why people buy a house is they think that the children will be more disciplined because there's a loan to be repaid. I think that's all hogwash. Start an SIP for that amount and you might be much more better off than by buying a house. Don't buy a house just for the tax break. It makes no sense at all. Once upon a time it may have made sense, now it does not make sense. So don't buy a house just for that. Start monitoring your net worth. You have already made some investments. Whatever money you're saving has to get converted into investments. Wealth creation is for three-legged stool. Earn well, and you can earn from anywhere. Save well, that's not easy, you have to learn it. Invest well. If you don't know where to invest, you have your ELSS, you have your index funds, just stick to that. Slowly learn about how ELSS work, what it does, etc. and then you can choose the correct, the best ELSS which suits you. If the commitment that you're making is for a long run, please take a lot of time before you make the commitment. There are people I see who have committed to 50,000 a month for buying a ULIP. 50,000 a month for buying ULIP for 30 years is a huge sum. 1.8 crores is what just you are going to pay, right? So this amount is going to be something like 10 crores or some or upwards after 40-50 years, right? That's the kind of amount that you're going to put in and the amount that you're going to get, right? So be careful not to just squander that money by not reading what you're buying. So paying attention to what you are buying, what you're paying is very, very important. Do that. If you do not understand a product, just say no. It doesn't matter. You don't have to impress anybody. It's your hard-earned cash. Girl or a boy younger to you comes and says, sir, this is very simple, you will be able to understand. That might be a trap for you. Say, I do not understand, I do not want the product. Perfectly all right, right? So budget for the big things rather than going and buying it on a credit card. That's the worst thing to do because you will end up paying a lot of interest. So you want to buy something worth an X amount, try doing an SIP for building up the position. After that you can still borrow, but don't borrow everything for buying. If you want to buy a 7 lakh rupee car, or let's say you want to buy a 10 lakh rupee car, put at least 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs of your own and borrow the balance. Don't say full 10 lakhs I'll borrow. That's just not done. It doesn't make sense. If you have debt already incurred, pay off the debt as quickly as possible. If you have a credit card default, make sure you do not further default and make sure that your credit score keeps improving and go towards the 900 mark. If you have defaulted, your score will be very poor. So make sure that you pay on time and that this loan is, the credit card outstanding is repaid separately, right? I think I'm at the end. Thank you.